All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network for tonight's presentation of Heartland Championship Wrestling. My name is Dave Little, and we are coming to you live from the Dave Cave with action from Patriot Championship Wrestling, live from the DC Armory in Washington, D.C. And we say hello to Neil Lau, first in line at the turnstile. So welcome, Neil, and welcome to all of those who are going to check things out here tonight on the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network. We are in D.C. Our main event of the evening will be for the Patriot Heavyweight Championship with Bob Backlund defending the title against Ivan PUTSKI. Powerhouse challenger for Backlund here tonight in D.C. It's been an interesting show so far. Before we went on the air, we did have several matches in the pre-show. The show opened with Eddie Gilbert taking on Fit Finlay, and there's some drama behind this that will play out again later tonight. Eddie Gilbert, along with his best buddy Killer KOWALSKI, have been part of the James J. Dillon Enterprises faction, but they have fallen into some level of disfavor with James J. Dillon, and later tonight we will see Killer KOWALSKI given the opportunity to prove his worth in a match against Johnny Valentine, the newest member of James J. Dillon Enterprises. So when Gilbert hit the ring against Finlay, Gilbert was immediately pulled out of the ring and beaten down by the team of Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard, who sent Gilbert scurrying away from ringside. So Gilbert will not be around to be a factor in that match between KOWALSKI and Valentine later this evening. Then we saw a very unusual result when George Hackenschmidt, the powerhouse, was disqualified in a match against ravishing Rick Rude. Rick Rude went after Hackenschmidt with a weight belt, but Hackenschmidt dispossessed Rick Rude of the weight belt, and it was Hackenschmidt who hit Rude with the weight belt and got himself disqualified in a very unpopular decision here in D.C. as we say hello to Cleveland baseball fan 879. Tim, good to see you here in the chat room. Then we saw Superstar Graham pick up a very hard-fought victory by way of the Superstar Bear Hug over Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. And just before we came to air, it was a classic matchup as Buddy Rogers defeated Ed Strangler Lewis. And it was Buddy Rogers who, after that victory, demanded a title shot. Patriot Championship Wrestling Commissioner Tori Wilson was consulted, and she did not grant Rogers a title shot, but she did agree to add Rogers as a third participant in the next number one contenders match that'll take place next month here in Patriot Championship Wrestling. So Rogers went away with some measure of satisfaction, but some of the other top contenders were not too pleased about that, including the participants in tonight's first televised contest. As we say hello to Frenchie LeBouf, got his popcorn ready for some Heartland Championship Wrestling. Welcome to you, my friend. The following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Standard disqualification rules will be in effect. Introducing first out of Kansas City, Missouri. He stands at 6'1", weighs in at 268 pounds. This is Harley Race. And his opponent comes from Los Angeles, California. He stands at 5'9", weighs 237 pounds. This is Pepper Gomez. This is an important match, Pepper Gomez versus Harley Race, because the winner of this match will be part of that number one contenders match that's going to go down next month, along with the man who is already qualified for that, Kurt Angle. So it was supposed to be Angle versus the winner of this match. However, Buddy Rogers, through his rhetoric, got himself included in that match, and it will now be a three-way between Rogers, Angle, and the winner of this match. So everybody is set to go here as Pepper Gomez squares off with Harley Race. Harley Race would be the favorite in this match most likely, as he has the better pinfall rating. Gomez will have the agility advantage, Race the power, and the opening initiative roll is won by Pepper Gomez. As Neil Lau says, SoCal Val is his date. And boy, you can't blame a guy for good taste in the fairer sex. As Neil Lau, accompanied by SoCal Val here at ringside, and Baseball Demos Dave is here. Good to see you, my friend. As Pepper Gomez takes the opening initiative roll and grabs a headlock on Harley Race and takes Harley Race down to one knee. Pepper Gomez, good upper body strength, working that headlock, and now it is Gomez with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Harley Race, and on a roll of 9, it is a running back elbow from Pepper Gomez that stuns Harley Race. Gomez follows that up with a series of shuffle punches. Race getting to his feet. They come together again in the center of the ring, and it is Gomez who catches Race by the shoulders and flips him up, over, and down to the canvas with a monkey flip. Nicely done by Pepper Gomez, taking advantage of his athleticism here early in this contest. And now an arm drag by Pepper Gomez takes Race down to the mat once again, and he's going to follow that up with a knee lift that stuns Harley. But Harley comes back after the knee lift, attempts an elbow drop which misses. And that opens the door for Pepper to score a wind-up punch to the gut. Harley Race goes down. Gomez going for a quick pin on an inside cradle. He can score a pin here on a roll of snake eyes, but on a roll of 4, Harley is able to kick out. Pepper Gomez taking control here early in this one, and now it is a Mexican leap. And there's a mechanic on this. If the other die is even, it is not even. So on an even roll, it would be the Mexican cradle, which is a finisher. It's not a finisher. Instead, it will be a successfully completed Mexican cradle. And Harley Race comes back into the center of the ring. Gomez catches him with a wrist lock. Race reversing the wrist lock and just drilling Pepper Gomez with a headbutt. Race has seen enough of this flippy-dippy stuff. He just headbutts Gomez to take control. And now it is Race who rolls Gomez over into the Indian Deathlock. Nice reversal there by Harley Race. Strong technical move executed there. Gomez gets to the ropes and gets to his feet. And now Race is just going to come in and slug Harley Race with a forearm right across the chest. Race with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Pepper Gomez. And oh boy, on a roll of 12, it is Harley Race scoring again with another big forearm to the side of the head. And Pepper Gomez is down and stays down. Harley follows that up with a big vertical suplex. Down to the canvas hard. That is a 0 finisher. So he can score a pin roll here on a roll of 3 or lower. But on a roll of 7, Gomez kicks out and the match continues. Harley Race now follows that up with the pile driver. That's his big finisher, the +2. Pin roll here is 6 or lower. And on a roll of 10, Gomez was able to get that right shoulder up once again. And the match will continue. Harley has taken control now with some rough stuff. And now Harley with a backbreaker down across the knee. And Gomez in some trouble here. Harley follows that up again, trying to clamp on the Indian Deathlock. But Gomez gets to the ropes, and the referee forces the break. Harley still in control, and he's going to go with another whip to the ropes here. Off the ropes comes Gomez, but on a roll of 4, it is Harley Race who sets himself too soon. And it is Gomez coming off the ropes with a flying head scissors, taking Race down to the canvas. Gomez now with a chance to do some damage. He is going to go up for a death jump. And on the death jump roll is 11. You stumble to your feet, and the opponent comes off the top turnbuckle with a perfect cross body block and covers you. Gomez going for the win. The pin roll is 3 or lower, but on a roll of 10, Race is able to kick out after that drop kick off of the top turnbuckle. Gomez here still in control, and now he is going to go with a stomach claw, trying to wear Harley down. He does get a submission roll on this, 4 or lower, but on a roll of 11, Harley Race is able to survive the stomach claw, and Gomez maintains control. Gomez now going up for another death jump. Comes off the top rope, and on a roll of 7, he nails another flying drop kick off the top turnbuckle, and Harley is down. Gomez follows that up with, we've got an out of the ring roll. Both these men are A-rated performers on the arena floor, so the match will go out of the ring. And on a roll of 8, it is Harley Race who takes a breather and has to make that helpless crawl back into the ring where Pepper Gomez is waiting. What's Pepper going to do now? He's going to go to the airplane spin. Got him up across the shoulders, and down to the canvas hard goes Harley Race. Pepper Gomez acquitting himself nicely in this match. Here's Pepper with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Harley Race. And on a roll of 8, it is a running back elbow from Pepper Gomez that stuns Harley Race. As Miho Burns is here in the chat room. Gomez maintains control. Another whip to the ropes. Off the ropes once again comes Harley Race. Oh, and this time on a roll of 4, it is Race who comes off of the ropes, catches Gomez with a spinning neck breaker, and dumps him down to the canvas hard. Race got the drop on that one. Race now back in control, and he's going to go to the pile driver once again. The pin roll here is 7 or lower. And on a roll of 8, Gomez just got out of there. Just got his foot over the bottom rope. The match will continue. Harley Race now in control with a chance to do more damage. He is going to go for the shoulder breaker. That is a choice F maneuver. And on choice F, that means it's going to take a roll of 6 or lower for Harley to complete the shoulder breaker. And on a roll of 8, it is Gomez who is able to reverse that. And it is Gomez who comes back. All right, and we're back. Sorry about the buffering. It seems that we are back. And when we last left our hero, he was suspended in midair. Bonus for anybody who remembers that reference. But it looks like we are back in action here. And doing well according to the OBS. Something froze up on OBS that time, and we lost connection, but we are back. And when we last left our hero, I believe Pepper Gomez had just kicked out of the vertical suplex, and Harley Race was fixing to try a shoulder breaker. If I am correct, that's where we will where we will pick things up. Harley Race attempting a shoulder breaker. He needs a roll of 6 or lower to connect on this, and on a roll of 10. It is Gomez who is able to escape that, and Gomez comes back with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Harley Race, and on a roll of 7, it is Race who receives a big kick from Gomez that puts Gomez back in control. Gomez firing back with a series of shuffle punches. Harley Race has seen enough of that. He tries for a knee smash and misses. Gomez follows up with a wrist lock, trying to get Harley Race under control, but Race comes back and converts that into a headlock. Lots of good back and forth action here. And Gomez responds by escaping out of the headlock with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Harley Race. And on a roll of 4, it is Harley Race who hits the pile driver coming off of the ropes. Race takes Gomez down. Race in control here, going for another big vertical suplex. The pin roll here is 7, and on a roll of 7, he got him. So Harley Race is your victor after a really good match. Race wins it with a vertical suplex, and it is Harley Race who will move on to the number 1 contenders match. Now a 3-way match, including both Kurt Angle and Buddy Rogers. So Race not too pleased with the decision of Commissioner Torrie Wilson in allowing Buddy Rogers to talk his way into All right, fans, my apologies with the dropping of the connection. That's twice now, but it looks like we're back up and live. And thanks for everybody for sticking it out. We have just seen Harley Race pick up a victory over Pepper Gomez in a very well fought match. And we are ready to move on to our tag team match of the evening. The following contest is a tag team contest scheduled for one fall with a 45-minute time limit. Standard disqualification rules are in effect. Introducing first from Sydney, Australia, at a total combined weight of 468 pounds. This is Roy Heffernan and Al Costello, the fabulous Kangaroos. The fabulous Kangaroos. The Wi-Fi seems good. It's the OBS that seems to be acting up, and I might have to explore some other alternatives because that's twice in 3 weeks now that has taken place. But the fabulous Kangaroos are in action, and their opponents out of England at a total combined weight of 479 pounds. It is the team of the British Bulldogs, Dynamite Kid and Davey Boy Smith. So Costello and Heffernan to take on Davey Boy Smith and Dynamite Kid. Bulldogs versus Kangaroos here in a match that may have taken place in the local jungle somewhere. As we get things set to go with the Bulldogs and the Kangaroos, two teams trying to work their way up into the competition of the tag team ranks. Kangaroos at one time were Patriot Tag Team Champions, and they were taken out, but have gotten back into the competition here with a big match against the British Bulldogs coming up, and it will be Dynamite Kid starting things off against Al Costello. And the opening initiative role is won by Dynamite Kid. And it is Dynamite Kid who starts things off with a forearm slug against Costello. Costello is going to fire right back, and it is Costello who tries to work a hammerlock. That's an agility move. Dynamite Kid, the most agile of the men in this match, is able to avoid that and score with a knee to the gut of Al Costello. Costello with the opportunity to make a tag, not able to do so at this point. And Dynamite Kid comes back with a gut wrench suplex up, over, and down to the canvas goes Al Costello. Carlzilla is here. And Carlzilla will catch up with you in a moment. But Dynamite Kid right now in control with a whip to the ropes. Actually thinks better of that, and now instead calls upon partner Davey Boy, and they team up for a double shoulder block on Costello that knocks Costello back down to the mat. Davey Boy now your legal man in the ring, and he comes in and goes with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Al Costello, and on a roll of 5, it is Costello who lifts a knee to the head of Davey Boy Smith and stuns Davey Boy. Costello now back in control as they meet up in the center of the ring, and Costello shifts Davey Boy around and tries to get him into a surfboard. Davey Boy able to power his way out of that one, and Davey Boy scores with a running drop kick as Costello was taken off balance, and Costello still unable to get over and make the tag to his partner as another running drop kick from Davey Boy stuns Costello. Still no tag able to be made. Davey Boy in control, and now a delayed vertical suplex, high hanging vertical suplex. Davey Boy showing off his strength here, holding Costello up overhead and down to the canvas hard. Davey Boy goes for the cover. The pin roll is a 3, and Costello just able to kick out on a roll of 4. And it is Davey Boy following up. He is not going to let Costello slip out of the ring where the Kangaroos like to play, and instead it is a big power slam executed by Davey Boy on Costello to stun the Aussie. And here is another falling power slam executed by Davey Boy. Davey Boy showing off his power, and now he is going to go with attempted a cross body block, but Costello, with the agility advantage, is able to duck out of the way of that one. And it is Costello who comes back with a tag to his partner and a double team pummel on Davey Boy. So we've seen double teaming on both sides of the match. Heffernan now in control for the Kangaroos, and Heffernan with a kangaroo kick stuns Davey Boy. Heffernan follows that up with a catapult smash. That is a tag team move, and it is an add one maneuver. So that stuns Davey Boy, and that's going to give the Aussies a chance to add another double team while they're both in the ring. And oh, it is another devastating double team, another catapult smash. Davey Boy taking another point of fatigue here as the Kangaroos work their double teams with great effectiveness. And now it is Costello pitching Davey Boy out of the ring and down to the arena floor. But oh, on a roll of 5, it is Davey Boy who wins the brawl on the arena floor. There may be a disqualification here. There will not be. And Davey Boy is in the ring and in control on Costello. And he picks him up over and down with a fisherman suplex down to the canvas. And that is going to allow Davey Boy to tag in his fresh partner, the Dynamite Kid. In comes Dynamite Kid working on Costello with a falling headbutt. Costello is stunned. And now Davey Boy with a snap suplex. Dynamite Kid with that snap suplex. That was impressive. That was a heck of a move that he used to execute. And now he hits it again. And Costello is hurt. Here comes Davey Boy. We're going to see a double team. And on a roll of 7, it is a running forearm smash delivered by Davey Boy Smith as he hits the ring, and he will maintain control on Al Costello. They come together in the center of the ring, and it is Davey Boy who picks Costello up and down to the canvas hard with a press slam. Another impressive show of strength by Davey Boy. Again, he goes for the cover. The pin roll is 4, and on a roll of 11, it is Costello who is able to kick out. The question: no Redberry with the Kangaroos. I haven't been using Redberry, but we'll give him a distractor rating. I don't have his card handy, but Davey Boy in control after the pin attempt, and Davey Boy now with a fisherman suplex, and now it is Costello rolling out of the ring and down to the arena floor, and on a roll of 11, oh my. That is Davey Boy Smith coming out of the ring and taking a whack at Al Costello with a foreign object of some sort. Will Davey Boy be disqualified? No, he will not. Davey Boy back in control now, and he hits a pile driver on Costello as they come back into the ring. Davey Boy tags out to Dynamite, and Dynamite coming back in as the fresh man in the ring, drops a knee on Costello. Costello is still struggling to get back to his feet, and Dynamite nails him with a running drop kick that just drills Costello. And Costello finally able to get out and make the tag to his partner, Roy Heffernan. In comes Heffernan against Dynamite Kid, the two fresh men in the match. And Heffernan is going to attempt a cross arm breaker, which is a choice D maneuver. He is going to need a roll of 9 or lower to hit that. And on a roll of 5, he is able to execute the cross arm breaker. And he's going to try for the submission here. The submission roll is snake eyes, but on a roll of 8, Dynamite is able to escape from the submission hold. And the match will continue with Heffernan in control. Heffernan now going for the Aussie suplex. But Dynamite Kid reverses that. And Dynamite Kid comes back with a tag to Davey and a double shoulder block that knocks Heffernan down to the canvas and out of the ring. Out of the ring goes Heffernan. He's taking Dynamite Kid with him. But on a roll of 7, it is Heffernan who has to make that helpless crawl back into the ring. Davey Boy now the legal man in the ring and ready and waiting for the return of Heffernan. And he's going to set him up for a missile drop kick. That is a choice H maneuver. So we've got a choice between death jump A and an agility roll of 6 or lower. And in this situation, we are going to go for the agility roll of 6 or lower. And he hits it. So he does hit the the missile drop kick. And Heffernan is staggered. Back comes Davy Boy with another delayed vertical suplex, and Heffernan is going out of the ring yet again. This time on a roll of 5, it is Heffernan who wins the brawl on the arena floor. He may be disqualified on another roll of 5 or lower, and we've got a DQ. So by way of disqualification, the Aussies are disqualified as Roy Heffernan on the arena floor. Let's see, that's a roll of B5. The opponent comes out of the ring, but you grab him and smash him into the announcer's table with an awesome specialty move. The referee may disqualify you. So by virtue of a specialty move, we'll say a Aussie suplex onto the announcer's table, Roy Heffernan is disqualified. And your winners by way of disqualification, the team of Davey Boy Smith and the Dynamite Kid. Now let's see if this is going to escalate after the disqualification. I've got a chart for that. And on a roll of 10, there will be no escalation after the DQ. It is simply a DQ victory for the British Bulldogs. So congratulations to them on the DQ victory. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next contest is going to be a no disqualification grudge match, and it is going to be a controversial one. As we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, there has been dissension in the ranks of James J. Dillon Enterprises. The primary reason being the substandard performance of J.J. Dillon's man, Killer Kowalski, and his sidekick, Eddie Gilbert. Kowalski and Gilbert were not meeting Dillon's expectations, and so Dillon went out and recruited an additional member in Johnny Valentine. And Johnny Valentine has kind of taken over in James J. Dillon Enterprises, and these two are going to square off. And if Kowalski can't beat Valentine, Kowalski is likely going to get his walking papers from James J. Dillon here in this match. Earlier tonight, we saw Gilbert in action, and Gilbert was taken out by the other members of Dillon's Enterprises. Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard took out Eddie Gilbert, so he will not be able to accompany Kowalski to this match. And it is going to be one-on-one Killer Kowalski and Johnny Valentine with bragging rights at stake. James J. Dillon is at ringside. We don't know whether he will be taking sides with one wrestler or the other, but he is got a close eye on this match as we prepare for this no disqualification grudge match. And we will get the grudge match dice out here. And we've got some new faces in the chat room. Hello, wrestling fans, says JT 2.0, by far the greatest JT of them all. Welcome to you, my man. Dr. X, a new face. I don't know if I've seen Dr. X here in the chat room previously, but welcome. And Neil and Carl still here with us. Yeah, and before we get started, I do want to make a couple of shout outs. So Neil Lau is here with a date, SoCal Val. SoCal Val does have history in Heartland Championship Wrestling. She was formerly managed Rick Rude, and also managed Claudio Castagnoli. And as it turns out, Rude and SoCal Val turned on Claudio and basically stole all his money. This was back in the days when Claudio was still working Ring of Honor and the Independents, and he was played the persona of the Swiss banker. And so SoCal Val and Rick Rude swindled Claudio out of his money, and that was the saga of SoCal Val. She ran off and hasn't been heard from since. She's probably living on a beach somewhere. Actually, she has taken up an exciting new romantic link to Neil Lau, and that's why we haven't seen her since she took off with Claudio's money. Carlzilla is here, and Carlzilla has been helping out. Actually, Carlzilla has done all the work on a new project that is coming out for Galacticon 2023, brought to you by the Dave Cave. It is going to be 2 sets of fast action cards for Filsinger games, or any wrestling game basically. 1 set of fast action cards is going to be a variety of foreign objects. So instead of just the generic foreign object that we see on the charts here, you'll be able to flip a card and get a steel chair or a title belt or a sledgehammer or whatever. I think we've got 18 different foreign objects in all that will be printed out and prepared for distribution at Galacticon 2023 on July 21st in Waterloo. And of course, we'll make copies of those available to other folks as well. The other fast action deck is going to be out of the ring activities. So instead of just a generic brawl on the arena floor, we'll see different things like a whip into the steel ring post, a whip into the ring steps, and some of those we may even add injury designations to those. So yeah, some new fast action cards coming. With me providing the ideas and Carl providing all of the skills to make that happen. And those just showed up in my Discord today, ready to be printed. And JT, I hope my wife's knitting needle made the cut. I believe it did. I'll have to go back and look at the cards to be sure about that. But now we're ready to get back to action, and we've got a big one coming here. The following contest is scheduled for one fall to a finish with no disqualification. Introducing first at 6'7", 280 pounds out of Hamtramck, Michigan. This is Killer KOWALSKI. And his opponent out of Seattle, Washington stands at 6'4", weighs in at 255 pounds. This is Johnny Valentine. So Valentine and KOWALSKI in a match with lots of internal significance to James J. Dillon Enterprises, as James J. Dillon keeps a close eye on the proceedings from ringside. And it is KOWALSKI who wins the opening initiative role. KOWALSKI coming out with a hammerlock, locking that onto Johnny Valentine, and following that up with a hair pull takedown. Johnny Valentine not taking too kindly to that, as Valentine comes back and takes KOWALSKI down with a double leg and locks in a reverse chin lock. Valentine working the reverse chin lock, and now KOWALSKI gets to his feet. Valentine tries for the standing arm lock, but KOWALSKI reverses that and just shoves Valentine into the ropes. And as Valentine comes off the ropes, KOWALSKI nails him with a drop kick. Nice looking drop kick for a guy 6'7" and 280. Valentine is stunned, and KOWALSKI follows that up with some forearm hammers, just pounding on Valentine as Valentine makes his way back to the corner. And KOWALSKI's just going to stomp a mud hole in him over in that corner. KOWALSKI doing his best to make a favorable impression on James J. Dillon. And now here is a big backbreaker executed by KOWALSKI that puts Johnny Valentine down once again. KOWALSKI back in control. Another backbreaker, and now Johnny Valentine is leaving the ring. And this is where the excitement starts. And on a roll of 5, it is the double DQ roll. Both these men A-rated performers on the arena floor. There will be no disqualification in this match, so it's just going to be the odd even roll, with Valentine designated as even. And on a roll of 4, it is Valentine who wins the brawl on the arena floor. And Valentine, as they come back into the ring, goes right to the Atomic Skull Crusher. That's a +1 finisher. And on a roll of 7, KOWALSKI is able to survive the Atomic Skull Crusher, and the match will continue. But Valentine in control. He's now going to go for a front facelock roll-up, which is a choice C maneuver. He is by far better off taking the agility option. So on a roll of 7 or lower, he'll execute the front facelock roll-up. He gets Valentine, gets the move, and KOWALSKI is hurt. Valentine stays on the offensive with a reverse toe hold, using some of those in-ring submission maneuvers. And now Valentine with the big forearm hammer stuns KOWALSKI. Valentine follows that up with another standing arm lock. Kowalski still struggling to get to his feet. And, and now it is Valentine with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Kowalski, and on a roll of 9, that is the power rating. Kowalski, the more powerful of the two men, gets the better of that mid-ring collision, and it is Kowalski now taking the offense. And Kowalski with a jumping knee drop onto Valentine. And Valentine is now going to roll out of the ring and seek solace on the arena floor. And Kowalski follows Valentine out to the arena floor, and on a roll of 12, it is Kowalski crushing Valentine with a spectacular move outside the ring. He hit a jumping knee drop on the arena floor, and Valentine is injured, and that's going to cost him a point of fatigue. So Kowalski with a big move on the arena floor to take advantage here. And now he is going to go up for a death jump. As Kowalski, as Valentine staggers his way back into the ring, Kowalski is going to go up for the top rope, and on a roll of 8, he hits a big flying knee off the top turnbuckle that stuns Johnny Valentine. And now it is Kowalski who pitches Valentine out of the ring and down to the arena floor. And it is Kowalski who comes out and bashes Valentine with a foreign object. Kowalski pulling out all the stops here. Out of the ring we go again. Will we see shenanigans here? Yes, we will on a roll of 8. That's always a +1 in a grudge match situation. And we are now going to see tables. Oh my goodness, a table is coming into play here. And it is Kowalski setting up the table on the arena floor. Kowalski has set up a table on the arena floor. What's going to happen here? We're going to go to the gut check roll. The rolls are even, and it is Valentine who wins the gut check roll. So Valentine is able to backdrop Kowalski through the table. Kowalski slow to get to his feet. That's going to cost him a point of fatigue. Valentine now in control after backdropping Killer Kowalski through the table at ringside. And now it is going to be Johnny Valentine going for a backbreaker. This is a choice H maneuver. And he is going to opt for the death jump charge. And on a roll of 8, he nails the backbreaker on Kowalski. Kowalski is down. Valentine in control. He's going to go for that same move. And once again, he nails it. Kowalski still down. And he's going to go up a third time for that backbreaker. And on the third time, he hits it again. Valentine just doing all kinds of damage to Kowalski here. And now he goes to the Atomic Skull Crusher. He can finish him off here on a roll of 5 or lower. And on a roll of 3, he got him. So Johnny Valentine, after 3 backbreakers and a Atomic Skull Crusher, finishes off Killer Kowalski, and we have probably seen the last of Killer Kowalski as a member of James J. Dillon Enterprises. Kowalski has been pinned. Let's see what's going to happen here. What we see now is Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard coming to ringside, and they are gathering up with Johnny Valentine and James J. Dillon, and they are sending Kowalski away. They're not going to attack him or beat him down, but he has been fired, and he is no longer a member of James J. Dillon Enterprises. So the end of an era for Killer Kowalski and for Johnny Valentine. We'll see what happens and for Eddie Gilbert, his sidekick. And we'll see what happens for Kowalski and Gilbert, if they're going to try and marshal their forces and start a new faction, if they're going to have a parting of company, or if they're both just going to get sent away from Patriot Championship Wrestling and try and find their life's work elsewhere. So congratulations to Johnny Valentine and to James J. Dillon, who seems to have bet on the right horse by bringing in Johnny Valentine as the newest member of James J. Dillon Enterprises. All right, and ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to our main event of the evening. Phillips Reynolds is here. Thank you, Philip, for stopping in by. Our main event of the evening is scheduled for one fall with a 45-minute time limit. Standard disqualification rules are in effect. This match is for the Patriot Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first the challenger out of Krakow, Poland. He stands at 5'9", weighs 242 pounds. He is the Polish power Ivan PUTSKI. And his opponent is your reigning and defending Patriot Heavyweight Champion out of Princeton, Minnesota. He stands at 6'1". He weighs in at 234 pounds. This is Bob Backlund. So both men getting nice applause as they come down to the ring here. Backlund and PUTSKI to square off. Babyface versus babyface. They have a handshake in the center of the ring as they are preparing for action here in Washington, D.C. in tonight's main event. Ivan PUTSKI, a bootleg card brought to you by Sam Luptak Jr. And I love Sam, great guy. Looking forward to seeing him in Waterloo, hopefully in a few weeks. I do think the PUTSKI card is a little bit overrated. He's got a double finisher. He's got a 5'2" pin rating. And I don't remember PUTSKI winning any significant. He was never a world champion. He may or may not have been Intercontinental Champion back in the day. I don't think he ever won the Intercontinental Championship, so I think his card is a little bit stronger than probably it should be. But he has made his way through the ranks, and he is squaring off against Bob Backlund here tonight in Washington, D.C. for the Patriot Heavyweight Champion. As Miho Burns says, Goober. I'm not sure I remember that reference, but the thing I remember about Ivan PUTSKI is that Jesse the Body Ventura always called him Paduski. So I will probably slip up and say Paduski a time or two here tonight. But the opening initiative role is won by Paduski. As they come together in the center of the ring, it is PUTSKI with an intimidating pectoral flex. And that was one thing he was good at, was flexing the pecs. And now he's going to do it again. And Backlund just kind of standing back and letting PUTSKI get his moment of glory. And now as they finally come together, it is PUTSKI with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes PUTSKI, and on a roll of 6, it is Backlund who lifts a knee to the head of PUTSKI, and Backlund takes control. I think he only won the tag team titles in the WWF or the WWWF. Was he partnered with Gurria, or who would his partner have been when he won the belts, Carl? I'd love to hear that. So Backlund's in control, and Backlund now is going to go with a whip to the ropes. Backlund has a mechanic on his card. If he chooses to throw the opponent into the ropes, he may be able to score a rolling back bridge on a roll of 10 to 12, and on a roll of 9, he does not hit the rolling back bridge. Instead, it is the standard ropes chart in action, and on a roll of 6, Backlund drops down. PUTSKI comes back the other way, and on a roll of 5, it is PUTSKI with a running shoulder tackle that takes Backlund down to the canvas. PUTSKI now in control. PUTSKI going for a roundhouse punch to the side of the head of Backlund, and that took the starch out of Backlund. That's going to cost him a point of fatigue. And PUTSKI now in control, and we go out of, and will not go out of the ring. Backlund actually surprisingly an A-rated out of the ring performer, so PUTSKI will roll up on level 2 with some karate chops to the chest. Backlund dazed. They come back together again in the center of the ring, and it is PUTSKI with another wind-up punch. Backlund comes back at him, and now it is a power lockup for PUTSKI. Backlund able to reverse that, and it is Backlund with an arm drag that takes PUTSKI down to the mat. And now it is Backlund with the abdominal stretch. Locking in the abdominal stretch on PUTSKI. Good technical move there by Backlund off the reversal. Backlund is going to follow that up with another whip to the ropes. We'll not see the back bridge. And instead, on a roll of 10, that is the running double clothesline. Both men clothesline each other in the center of the ring. Advantage going to the wrestler with a better ropes rating, which is Backlund. So Backlund now in control. And he is going to pitch PUTSKI out of the ring to give Backlund himself a breather and force PUTSKI to roll back in, the helpless crawl back into the ring where Backlund is waiting. And now we're going to see Backlund go for a backbreaker, a choice G maneuver. That is either tombstone, that's either a power or a death jump. So Backlund will go to the death jump roll on this, and he hits the backbreaker on PUTSKI. And PUTSKI goes down. Backlund follows that up with another pitch outside the ring. And PUTSKI once again, they mix it up on the arena floor, and it is Backlund with the better ring rating who wins that brawl. And Backlund maintains control. And now as they come back into the ring, it is the crossface chicken wing. This is a +3 finisher. Backlund had him set up for it. The submission roll here is 5 or lower, and on a roll of 6, PUTSKI barely able to crawl his way to the ropes to escape the crossface chicken wing. Backlund had that move set up and executed his plan to perfection. And now he's going back to the crossface chicken wing a second time. As he drags PUTSKI back out to the center of the ring, he can get him now on a roll of 6 or lower. And on a roll of 6, he got him. Just like that, Backlund wins by submission with the crossface chicken wing. And he successfully retains the Patriot Heavyweight Championship. So congratulations to your winner in tonight's main event, Bob Backlund. Successfully defended the Patriot Championship Wrestling champion here in Washington, D.C. SoCal Val taking notes. It was Gurria or Tito. Mijos Burns says it was Ivan with Tito. So good for them. And just as a side note, Tito Santana has historically been very opposed to any involvement with Filsinger games. So I don't use Tito much at all. I got a bootleg of him somewhere, but I prefer not to use that card because he didn't want to have anything to do with a real card. So be that as it may. Backlund, your winner tonight. And he is your defending successfully the Patriot Heavyweight Championship. And with that, we are finished up here tonight. Thank you for everybody who tuned in. Again, thank you for bearing with me through the buffering issues as we say good evening to Miho Burns, Neil Lau, Carl Zilla, Pops Reviews. I missed Pops coming in. Great to see you here, Pops, for the main event with Ivan PUTSKI going down in defeat to Bob Backlund by way of the crossface chicken wing. We had other distinguished guests here, Philip Reynolds, JT 2.0, Dr. X, Cleveland Baseball Fan 879, Neil Lau, Baseball Demos stopped by, and Frenchie LaBouffe. So a good crowd here tonight in D.C. for the show. Thank you all once again for joining us. This is Dave Little signing off from the Dave Cave. That's our stream, and I am out of here.